guys, welcome back to my YouTube videos, and in this YouTube video, this is just gonna be a Minecraft video. I do have to make one video for two of my teachers, my music teachers, and obviously it's about airplanes. I got the most of the script here, so yeah. Then I would have to film another video for all three of my main teachers. Then I do have another playlist for my science teacher. So yeah. So in this video I'm just going to make those two videos. I still would have to send it to them, but I'm not going to send it to them in this email. So yeah. So I told her that I finished the script and I just need to start filming, which I do have to start filming, and also editing. I still have to edit this. So yeah. Oh wait, then also I am going to be turning on some background music. So yeah. So basically, I'm filming those two videos. Then, if I can make one of my nostalgia videos. So yeah. Come on, TV. There it is. So I am going to have background music. Adding a little background music adds, obviously.
We need to fix this.
So here we go. So here we go. What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube videos, and in this YouTube video I'm going to be talking about airplanes, and also if I can find it. YouTube. I'm also going to be talking about some YouTube content. So, video game facts, so like video game creation process. History of YouTube, that's something. And also, what happened in the history of the United States. So yeah, so that's everything that we're going to be talking about in this YouTube video. That's basically everything that we're going to be covering. Now let's get started with the Airbus A380 is the biggest passenger jet, which can fill up to like 850 passengers. And also starting procedure for the Airbus A320. And also the Airbus A320 start procedure is complex and should only be performed by trained pilots, this is a simplified overview. So, preparation and pre-start checks. Cockpit startup. Ensure all systems are correctly configured. Confirm circuit breakers are in and required flight plans and performance data are loaded, which actually caused an Airbus A340 to not take off and like drag against dirt and all that. External power / APU, which is auxiliary powered unit or something. Connect external power or start the auxiliary power unit APU to provide electrical and pneumatic power, which also causes the AC to kick in on at least most planes. Fuel system. Verify fuel quantity and configuration. Fuel pumps are activated. Hydraulic systems. Confirm hydraulic systems are pressurized. Let's just skip that. And functioning. Check free and correct movement of flight control. And that's the flight controls and engine instruments, which verify engine instrument displays are looking properly. Which, that's, since this is not behind the preparation and pre-start checks. So yeah. Engine start sequence. Engine selection. Select the engine to be started. Engine 1 or 2. I mainly choose engine 1 as the start. Master lever. Move the engine master lever to the on position. Start sequence. The engine start sequence is largely automated. The FADEC, which is a fully authority digital engine control system, manages the start process. This includes igniters, fuel flow, and starter engagement. So the fuel flow, that's why you have to verify fuel quantity and configuration, and that's also why you have to activate it in the preparation and pre-start checks. So yeah, engine monitoring. Modern engine parameters. So N1 EGT oil pressure during the start sequence. Confirm they are within normal ranges. Stable idle. Once the engine reads stable idle, disengage the starter and verify stable operation, and repeat the same process for the other engine. So yeah, that's just a simplified overview. But post-start checks. So this is actually the first page that I would have to turn to page 2 if I'm able to. So this is the first thing. Oh, and also after this, it's the Boeing 737. Then I actually don't know what's after that. Oh, after that is a history of airplanes. So let's get the post-start checks. Engine instruments verify engine parameters are within normal operating ranges. Bleed air. Confirm bleed air configuration for air conditioning and pressurization. Electrical system and hydraulic system. Check electrical system and hydraulic system for the configuration, pressures, and operations, and also ensure generators are online for the electrical system. Now let's go to the flight control check. We confirm flight control movement and response. So that's that. And obviously, disclaimer that this is a highly simplified overview. The actual Airbus A320 start procedure involves numerous detailed steps and checklists. It is crucial to follow official aircraft manuals for and training for accurate and safe operation. Now let's get to the Boeing 737 start procedure overview. The Boeing 737 start procedure is complex and requires specific training. This is a simplified overview and should not be used as a substitute for official training manuals. Preparation and pre-start checks. Cockpit setup. Ensure all systems are correctly configured. Confirm circuit breakers are in and required flight planes and performance data is loaded. External power / APU. Connect external power or start the APU to provide electrical and pneumatic power. Fuel system. Verify fuel quantity and configuration. Fuel pumps are activated, which is basically a Navy single plane. Except for some that don't have fuel pumps, but Navy aircraft has to have it. Hydraulic systems. Confirm hydraulic systems are pressurized and functioning. Flight controls. Check free and correct flight movement of flight controls. Engine instruments. Verify engine instruments displays are working properly. Engine start sequence. Engine selection. Select the engine to be started, engine 1 or engine 2. Now for this specific model, I usually choose engine 2 for the Boeing 737. All Boeing 737s. Start switch. Move the engine start switch to the ground position. Flight control switch. Move the fuel control switch to the run position when the engine reaches a specific N2 speed. So for the Airbus A320, it's N1, I think. So yeah, no. But for the fuel control switch, I think it's N1 for the Airbus A320. Then for the engine monitoring, for the parameters, it's N1. Talk about engine monitoring. Monitor engine parameters, which is N1, EGT, and oil pressure, and the same thing from 4 to 6. So post start checks. Oh, there's bleed air for this one. Engine instruments. Verify engine parameters are within normal operating ranges. Bleed air, which is to confirm bleed air configuration for air conditioning and pressurization. Since airplanes get filled up with pressurized air, I think every 10 flights. Electrical system. Check electrical system configuration. Ensure generators are online. Hydraulic system. Verify hydraulic system pressures and operations. Flight control check. We confirm flight control movement and response. Then another disclaimer. So yeah, we've already talked about those disclaimers. So yeah. And we already made it to 3 pages. Now it's time for the history of planes, which I think is like 2 pages. So yeah. Here is a brief overview of the history of airplanes, early attempts and pioneers. Early ideas about flight date back centuries, with figures like Leonardo da Vinci sketching flying machines. The first untethered main hot air balloon flight was achieved in 1738 by the Montgolfier brothers in France. Throughout the 19th century, numerous inventors experimented with gliders and powered flight. Key figures included Sir George Carrier, which is often credited as the father of aviation. The Wright brothers and the first powered flight, so technically the Wright brothers are credited for actually creating flying, or at least by the powered flight. So the Wright brothers achieved the first sustained, controlled, and powered flight on December 17, 1903 in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. The aircraft, the Wright Flyer, marked a monumental milestone in human history. Early aviation development. The years following the Wright brothers' success saw rapid advancements in aircraft design and tech. World War I accelerated aviation developers as airplanes became essential tools for reconnaissance and combat. Barnstormers and airshow popularized aviation in the 1920s. So basically anything from 1903 to 1914, that's just new, everything new about aviation. 1914 to 1918, early fighters, so like early fighter jets and all that. But there weren't any fighter jets in World War I. 1918 to 1935. Not that much happened in aviation, but from 1935 to 1970s, a lot happened. A lot happened in there. So yeah. Then 1970s to now, still a lot happened. Golden Age of Aviation. The 1920s and 1930s are often referred to the Golden Age of Aviation. Significant milestones included Charles Lindbergh's Solar Transatlantic flight in 1927. Commercial aviation began to emerge, with airlines establishing routes and offering passenger services. World War II and Jet Age. When was the Jet Age, actually? Oh, here it is. Found when the Jet Age really began. 1940s and 1950s. Jesus. Now let's get back here. World War II and Jet Age. World War II led to significant achievements in aircraft tech, including the development of jet engines. So yeah. Just keep it right there. So let's get back to here. And also it's the first first box here of achievements. The Jet Age began with the introduction of jet-powered aircraft in the late 1940s and 1950s. Commercial jet travel popularized air travel, making it faster and more accessible. Modern aviation. The later half of the 20th century saw the development of larger, more efficient, and technology-advanced aircraft. Wide-body jets such as the Boeing 747 increased passenger capacity and reduced costs. Computer tech and advanced materials have played a crucial role in modern aviation design. Recent developments. The 21st century has seen continued innovation in aviation, including advancements in fuel efficiency, noise reduction, and automation. There is a growing focus on sustainable aviation, and the development of electric and hybrid electric aircraft. And the key moments was the first hot air balloon flight. We already talked about that, and also from we already talked about the 1883, the 1903, 1927, and late 1940s. But in 1970, the Boeing 747 introduction, and the 21st century focused on sustainability. So I already basically talked about this whole entire block. And, yeah. And there was another block here, but it's just the introducing electric and hybrid electric technologies, which hasn't been achieved yet. So it's basically a useless block. Here was a brief overview of the history of Boeing, which it was created in 1916 by William Boeing in Seattle, Washington. And also the expansion was developed U.S. military during World War I for aircraft, and also expanded into commercial aviation in the 1920s and 1930s. And also pioneered the development of all-metal aircraft and passenger airliners. So also it advanced a lot in World War II and post-war growth because it kept making airplanes for the U.S. Army. It did expand into defense, space, and tech sections and merged with McDonnell Douglas in 1997, becoming the world's largest aerospace company, and also continued development of new aircraft models such as the 787 Dreamliner and 737 MAX. So yeah, that's another thing done. Another page done. We still have 10 pages left. No. 13. And also it faced challenges related to the production issues, safety concerns, and competition. And also remains a major player in the aerospace industry. Obviously, it's one of the largest companies. It's been 100 years since it started. Here, so we already got another block. 1916, the beginning, 1920s to 1930s, which when it was creating early aircraft, I think the Boeing 707 and 717, and also the I think there was a 230 or something. So yeah, and World War II, they still produced a lot in World War II. Late 1950s was actually the introduction of the 707. And also 1969, introduction of the 747. So I got that on. 1997, merger with McDonnell Douglas, and recent years development of new models, so the 787 and 737. And here is a brief overview of the history of Airbus. It started in 1970. So after the 747 was created, the founding companies were from France, Germany, and later Spain and the UK. The goal was to compete with established US aircraft manufacturers like Boeing. Airbus's first aircraft, the A300, was the world's first twin-aisle, twin-engine wide-body airliner. So yeah, now let's go to the growth and innovation when I get to that page. Airbus focused on technology, tech innovation and fuel efficiency to gain a competitive edge. The Airbus A320 family, introduced in the late 1980s, featured fly-by-wire technology which revolutionized aircraft controls. Airbus expanded its product line with models like the A330 and A340 targeting various market segments, which the A330 is a wide-body aircraft and the A340 is a quad-engine aircraft. Why does that thing have to play? Oh, and also, after this, it's the video game creation process. So here we go. Competition with Boeing. Airbus and Boeing became the two dominant players in the commercial aviation and aircraft market. The competition between the two companies spurred innovation and product development. Airbus gained market share and eventually surpassed Boeing in terms of orders and deliveries in some periods. The Airbus A380, which I mentioned earlier, is the biggest passenger jet. While tech advanced, the Airbus A350 faced challenges in terms of sales and demand, leading to the end of its production. Recent developments. Airbus continues to develop and produce new aircraft models such as the Airbus A350, which focuses on fuel efficiency and advanced materials. Airbus has expanded its presence in other aerospace sectors, including defense and space. The company faces ongoing challenges related to production, competition, and technology advancements. So we got another block which leads to the next page. So yeah, obviously 1970, 1972, and late 1980s, that's when a huge portion of Airbus happened. Obviously, Airbus was created, the first Airbus, and also one of the largest sold jets. So yeah. So some of my pages are messed up. So I'm just going to put that right there. Now let's talk about the history of the United States. Here's a brief overview of the history of the United States pre-colonial era. Indigenous people inhabited North America for thousands of years before Europeans arrived, establishing diverse cultures and societies, whatever that is. Colonial era, which is from 1607 to 1776, which British, French, Spanish, and Dutch established colonies. 13 British colonies formed along the Atlantic coast. Growing tensions between the colonies and Britain over taxation and representation led to the American Revolution, and from American Revolution just from 1775 to 1883, not 1883. So yeah. The colonies declared independence in 1776. The Revolutionary War resulted in American victory and British recognition of United States independence. Early Republic, which is from 1789 to 1860. So almost 100 years. The U.S. Constitution was ratified in 1788. Expansion westward began, including the Louisiana Purchase in 1803. Debates over slavery and state rights intensified, which leads to the Civil War and Reconstruction, which is from 1861 to 1877. Most people know what happened there. Then, from the late 19th and early 20th century, which is from 1877 to 1920, obviously, World War I, airplanes, all of that. Interwar period and Great Depression, which is from 1918 to 1939, which the Roaring Twenties were followed by the Great Depression, which is from like 1935 to 1939, I think. Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal programs aimed to avert the Depression. World War II, which is obviously from 1939 to 1945. The U.S. entered World War II after the attack of Pearl Harbor in 1941. The U.S. played a crucial role in the Allied victory, and also the Cold War, which is from 1947 to 1991, and the post-Cold War era, which is from 1991 to present. So, yeah, and the U.S. faced challenges such as terrorism, economic crisis, and political polarization in post-Cold War era. So yeah. Oh, that was that. Let me take a thumbnail. Gotta make sure it looks good. Well, that's gonna be the end of this YouTube video, and bye. Now I just need to edit the video and post it. So yeah. at this rate, I could probably just. I'm. Did I just stutter? But I am planning on having a video where I explain all my model planes. Then also have this video in this video that I just found here in there. Then I would all just have the beginning and the end. So yeah, but I have to wait until that is done. So yeah, so I'm just going to get to the bathroom right now. Whoa. Okay, why won't this video save? I'm not even going to finish that video thing though. So what have I uploaded? That's like a random crop video. Well then I would have to make it that. What if I just randomly upload it as the file name? Or like just title it airplanes. Or like random facts, part 1.
They said earning any degree would keep me in demand, but some degrees are more valuable than others. A cybersecurity...
Where's Adam direct to? That guy's flying north.
A Boeing 737 is badly off course.
Adam 574, confirm our position, please.
The crew struggles to get the plane back on track.
This is crazy.
They're lost in a violent storm. When their plane starts rolling over, the lives of 102 people are at risk.
Adam 574, U-John control.
Then, mysteriously, Adam Air Flight 574 disappears without a trace.
From TGF Bros cementing his head in a microwave for clout,
Oh my god.
to Paige Neiman impersonating Ariana Grande for internet fame. Here are 10 YouTubers who sold their souls for views. Starting with TikToker Bevo, whose clout-chasing journey began when the internet noticed something on him that was impossible to unsee. With his audience making fun of his massive ultra-white teeth, Bevo only embraced the attention, even answering questions from them.
Listen, if I'm real teeth, I might have a filter on, but these are my teeth.
But while that resulted in more views, 7 months later, his fame-generating asset would suddenly lose its shine, leading Bevo to put up a GoFundMe where he eventually raised nearly £700, just enough for him to get temporary teeth. But just as Bevo was set to get back on track, 2 months later, he found himself dealing with a personal challenge.
Recently become homeless, so I blew up back in January. Life was great, quit my job, 35 million views, living life, slowly fell off, which everyone does, I've realised that now.
Worse, he would also deal with a whole new injury 2 months later, leading concerned fans to donate to his new GoFundMe, only for them to regret it.
The shoulder GoFundMe was fake, it was just to trigger people, and it did. It really triggered people, but I just do stuff for views.
True enough, despite the backlash, Bevo would take doing stuff for views to a life-threatening level. And with this video earning almost 30 million views, Bevo rode the momentum and kept on posting more eating videos, which eventually led to him being a meme. But just when he was truly blowing up, he would unapologetically expose himself during a stream.
Majority of everything you see on TikTok,
Give me an example of it.
well, I went homeless for one day, I went to stay back in, and I moved back in with my dad. So my mum did kick me
Oh,
out.
that wasn't real.
No, I was homeless, but I wasn't homeless, I never was
I
homeless.
thought you was really homeless.
No.
Oh my!
Leaving the internet's trust in him hanging by a thread. But instead of doing better things to turn his career around, Bevo would cut that thread by admitting he was in an open relationship with his OF girlfriend.
I'm a cunt, yeah.
And even launching a shady project.
Would like to announce Bevo Coin.
At this point, people were just waiting for Bevo to quit the internet, just like Sam Pepper temporarily did, after facing massive backlash for pulling controversial pranks for views.
Hello guys, I'm Sam Pepper. Today I'm going to be teaching girls bobs with my secret.
Not really done. What the hell?
So like a bit further down there, and then...
Are you touching my butt?
as its daddy. At $422 US, and with the ability to move nearly 500 liters of air per second. The THD-2048 is the most powerful PC cooling fan made by Floridatron manufacturer Delta Electronics. We only have a couple of small problems. First, we need a case that's going to fit it. Well, I guess we solved that one already. Second, we're going to have to figure out how to power it. It draws 600 watts and doesn't even come with power terminations. Finally, we're going to have to figure out how to not get our computers chopped off while we're working with this. This is going to be the last part. And it's not just by our sponsor. Zoho CRM. Zoho CRM is a very security solution that offers a 2D UI, AI prediction, and a design studio to help you get your sales done faster. Get 50% off with code ZCRM50 using the link code. First, the unboxing experience. As an industrial product, the THD-2048 comes in fairly nondescript packaging, and they make the assumption that if you need one, you probably need at least two. This is a master carton that we got from
DigiKey?
from DigiKey. Oh. And I think the most noteworthy thing about it, right out of the box, is that instead of being made of plastic, the frame is actually constructed from what appears to be cast aluminum.
Yeah, die-cast aluminum.
Well, that would help explain some of the cost. Like a Blowimatron server fan, it's got an extremely large fan hub. That's to accommodate its powerful motor. Hey, there's one of them. And like a super fan, it's also got these airflow guides on the back that I help double with. No, that's not going to get your fingers out of it. On the subject of putting your fingers in this thing, it spins at a rated speed of 7,400 RPM. And now, I can see you guys thinking, well, gee, that's not really that much faster than something like this.
That thing's 11,000.
Right. But even though this spins 4,000 RPM faster, what it doesn't have is a ton of inertia. These blades, these got weight. This gets even scarier. It's rated at 48 volts DC, but it'll operate at anywhere from 36 to 75. Does that mean it'll go faster than 7,400 RPM? Is it DC controlled?
We can find out.
Do we have a variable power supply?
Imagine we do.
Oh my god.
This won't be our highest airflow PC, but it's going to be like right behind it. And these are way smaller.
My first thought for powering these was no problem. There's cases out there that accommodate 2 power supplies, so we'll just put a second PSU in our system, wire up some PCI Express power connectors to it, and we're off to the race. It's 1,200 watts of fan, no big deal. Unfortunately, this is not a 12-volt fan, and computer power supplies only deliver 3.3, 5, and 12 volts. This one runs at 48 volts. So, Alex, I see you have a few different power supply options for us here, ranging from safe-looking to terrifying-looking.
Oh no, we need both. So we have this power supply right here, 24 volts, 60 amps, good one. And then we have these terrifying looking things we bought off Amazon because they were cheap. And this is a boost converter, so you put 24 volts in this side, and you get whatever you want out of this side.
How do you control it? Oh my god, it's just a hot.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
You're not.
No, why would I be kidding? The boost converter.
It doesn't even have a chassis.
Look who needs chassis. It has a fan. It's rated for 1,500 watts, but we bought a couple of them because I don't trust that.
How big are those taps?
Titan, 100 volt, 470 microfarad. That's not sending you across the room, right? No, yeah, it's fine.
It'll hurt.
Yes.
It'll be a lot more than a tickle.
I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't touch it.
And literally, the control scheme for this thing is to poke it with a screwdriver. He laughs! I think out of all the employees, you're the one who's trying to kill me the most right now.
Well, no one else is trying, I don't think.
Dennis fought me.
Oh, true.
It's worth checking out that channel, super fun, and all the amazing behind-the-scenes and extras on Floatplane.com. Oh, there's an M4 threaded thing here. Do we have like a little stick
testing it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like our roles have reversed here. I used to be the one who made you feel uncomfortable. Oh my god, that is not good.
It's fine. It's fine.
I want another clamp. It moves, Alex!
It's barely moving.
It moves! Yeah, you can hide if you want, Brandon, when we turn it on. As long as you have the camera
It's
rolling.
fine. Why is everyone so concerned about this? It's just a fan.
Yeah, by that logic, I mean, you should just, hang out near jet turbines, right? You couldn't just get, a variable power supply like this that does 48 volts?
If you wanted to spend like $800 or $900 on it, sure.
Oh, how much for these?
$50.
I don't know which is scarier. I'm getting safety glasses. Oh my god. Do you see how crooked these are?
Yeah, it's not the best solder job I've ever seen.
I'm beginning to think the $50 price point of this is a lot scarier than the $900 price point of the other thing. Thanks. I'm concerned about this thing.
Can we get one of the electrical engineers over here to tell Linus he's being a dummy?
A dummy, you say? Dummy? What you're looking at right now is our 1200 watt, 24 volt power supply hooked up to our boost converter. This is going to stay once we're powering the fan. But because we have no idea what voltage this terrifying thing is going to output until we measure it, and with the little dial, we've got it temporarily hooked up to our multimeter. Okay, wow, we nailed it.
Yeah.
47.87 volts.
I was actually playing with this yesterday.
Oh my god.
This one right here is your current protection, so you can set that to be like however many amps you want. And this one's a low battery detection, so if you're using this to charge batteries, you don't want like too low of a voltage going in here, so this just turns it off.
Got it.
Before we start though, important thing, which one do you want?
Oh, I'll take the pink one for sure. Is this our scientific airflow test?
Yes.
Yeah, clamps. They're really good for holding things on. Hey, Alex?
Yeah.
That's really safe. Remember, whenever you're working with anything that spins, you want to tie back your loose hair. Okay. Whoa. Whoa, buddy. Whoa! Hey, whoa!
Okay, everybody down here is dead.
Why are you making two of them?
Why not? There's 2 fans in the case. You can't drop your number of fans. Alright, should we check how safe it is?
How safe it is?
Yeah, how safe it is.
What do you mean, check how safe it is?
Well, I want to know if you get your finger or your really stuck in there, what's gonna happen? It's a bomb can go in.
It really does. Which maybe is promising from a safety standpoint. It won't, maybe it doesn't have that much torque.
I think it's going though.
Yeah, it actually sounds like an aircraft lifting off. Look at the arm. There's nothing solid. It's just gone. Look how clean that is.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. And I don't think it slows down at all, Alex.
Fine miss.
Alex, it's all over the laser. This is
What is cheats?
It looks like chunks, but it's actually like almost mashed consistency.
Wow. That didn't care at all.
Could you feel it drawing the object in as well, like just from the suction?
Not really, no.
Oh, I could with the cucumber. Oh, the back of the fan is pretty gunky. If we don't want carrot all over the inside of our computer, we gotta get this. Ow. that makes sense. That's kind of what Delta does. That's what we're doing with it. But like, under what circumstances would you need 5,000 meters per second?
My guess is not so much like on a server, but around a server. If you just need to move like a bunch of air into a room or out of a room.
Have you ever actually had to procure one of these through work or something? Like, hit us up in the comments. What are these things for?
Look, won't even be able to tell.
Now that is a sleeper.
Yep, it's a sleeper until you turn it on. Oh, we should take the CPU,
Aha! That would have been pretty bad, actually. I am still pretty worried about even some of these other fans, like these case fans. There could be enough just airflow coming out of this case that it'll spin them.
unplug them.
Well, I don't know, let's see. Wow, they're shockingly quiet when we run them in the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's 45 decibels, but also like,
it's just the noise flooring.
Yeah.
It's not that quiet. I guess I should start a stress test?
yeah, just go for good old Prime 95.
Okay.
Also, this is an overclocked chip. I've played with it a bit. PVO's on. She goes. Oh, look at our power! Whoa!
What is happening?
Hello?
These fans don't know what to do. They're stopping. There's so much airflow. They're trying to blow air in, and these fans are blowing air through them.
Something weird's happening.
Something very weird is happening. Our CPU temps are going down, though.
So this will just stop. I wonder.
Yeah.
We might be current limited.
Oh! Our CPU's at over 200 watts now. Are you just cranking the current limiter?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's enough. I just want to show you guys, coming out the back of the case, what we're dealing with here. Where are we at?
Oh my god.
We're at 1,300 watts overload. Guys, this is just the fans. Can you tell it's like windswept? Look at his water cooling. Got the really good computer fan here. I guess we don't need any more airflow. Look at go.
What about we have two of these?
Oh, how hot is that thing?
So the wire currently is at 90 degrees.
Oh, I think your black wire is a thinner gauge than the red one. We can probably fix this. No, I have a solution. We'll just put this here. Active cooling our wires.
Wires are 35 degrees, we're good.
Okay, check this out. It grabs it from out here. Oh. And if you like the aesthetics of the original fans, we can just put them here.
I wonder, we can test it. I want to see if you get a back pulse or a back current.
If we get more than 12 volts,
This seems impossible. How am I gonna play through this, dude? This is tiny. Don't worry about the overspeed. I'll figure it out.
Did you know you were going over speed?
I'm turning my speed down here.
You're going too fast. Try playing slow music to dampen it out. Hey, Doug. Professional airplane crashing here. You are doing great.
Thank you. Where's the Arc of Triumph? I thought it was right here. It's right in front of you. Oh my god, it's right there. I think I can make it.
Doug, this is Homeland Security. I am literally flying a commercial airline next to a famous landmark.
Oh, sort of.
Thank you, Captain Flag Doctor Airlines. If you look out the window, you're gonna notice the Arc de Triomphe. It's famous. Oh god, it's okay. If you look out the right window, fucking shit. Okay.
They never tell you how little turning radius you have on these things.
Once that duty-free wine of the bottle broke when we crashed into the lovely scenery of Paris. Can I get a refund?
Don't worry, we're gonna refund any drinks that are spilled. This is the target. Target meaning the thing I'm flying through. Museum of the Future in Dubai. The airplane for this one is a Hercules H4.
Don't worry, air traffic controllers. We know exactly what we're doing.
We're all gonna die. You're gonna be fine.
Imagine being on a commercial airline and the pilot starts playing this song and flying straight down.
On your right, you're gonna notice the Burj Khalifa. It's the tallest building in the world. Now, somewhere to the left of that is a museum, and we're gonna go check it out. It's a fun adventure. Am I right, gang?
I'm sneaking up on innocent landmark. Oh shit, I gotta move. Go ahead and fasten your seatbelts. You're gonna notice
Just a little bit of turbulence here as we fucking got so much closer than I thought. Sorry, gang. Oops.
Okay, I was fucked anyway because the Hercules is the size of the Boeing 747.
What complimentary snacks do you want on this flight?
It's only on. We're gonna fly through the Tower Bridge in a diamond airport in the South Square. I want to remind everybody, I am a hot-blooded, God-fearing, freedom-drinking, beer-loving, football-watching American, okay? I don't know things about... Okay, guys, we are experiencing a little turbulence in the cabin. There's a little bit of a glare. Sorry. Okay. Make sure you guys. Oh shit! Seatbelt fastened. I don't know how to undo that. What is happening? I'm not doing this intentionally. I swear I'm not. I can like barely touch it or turn it. I'm gonna fart. You're gonna be fine. Just wait a second, and the stewardess will come through and stop wearing fart bag. Shit! Get out! I flipped this noise. Yes, it was clear. These fucking portable glasses flying clear. Do not recommend them. Next target. Goal. Launch. Okay. Bryce Redeemer is a giant statue of Jesus. I've gotten a few emails from people who reached out for a set with some of the jokes I made about Jesus, like with GTA 5 or Zelda. They're like, hey, that's like really not cool to make fun of my religion like that. You know, I'm like, I never am intentionally saying, like, I love Christians. I'm not personally religious, but I'm nothing against it. I feel like I've never intentionally tried to be disrespectful. I feel like it's fairly, I don't know, innocent jokes that are totally for fun. But I didn't fly an airplane directly to Jesus Christ, and I'm worried they might find this a little less forgivable if this doesn't work very well. Right? We're going to take the right turn. Hey, if you want to pull up to your window, you're going to notice Jesus Christ. No, I thought it would turn faster. Jesus took him. He took it and did not let go.
This is your captain speaking. Unfortunately, due to some unexpected turbulence, the airplane exploded. And since we crashed, we will now have to restart this whole challenge from the beginning and fly through 10 new monuments. Buckle up, Twitch Jet.
St. Louis Arch with the Avion, we go real quick. I'm going to set my starting spot really close to it. This is where I'm starting the flight, okay? And this is where I'm ending it. Got about 100 feet. Okay, I am ready to fly. Wait, it's... Oh my god. No, pull up! Yes! We're going! Oh, not even close. Alright, we're good. We'll send out the St. Louis Cardinals, and then we are out of here. Don't warn that guy.
That guy in the yellow car here. Can I get your insurance info, please?
Why don't you just leave a note? Number 2, Arches National Park. There's like a big rock I gotta fly through. That is not that big.
Hey, Dom, I didn't realize Dark Airlines was a subsidiary of Virgin Airlines, but I guess that makes sense.
Okay. Alright, now we have sex all the time on this air. We're cool pilots here. Have you seen my Where is it? It's right there. I don't see it. You guys are saying Arch. Where? Wait. There's a fucking... Right behind it. This terrible design. You know what? I'm not a coward. I'm going for it. And so I would scoop down. This is a test. Scoop down and then up. This is doable. It's honestly doable. I'm going for it. I'm fucking going for it. Here we go.
If you look out the left of the plane, you're going to notice the famous archway. This is a monument over in Utah. Fucking no! So close!
Oh, that's
as much as I do, you'll learn what matters most. For me, that's trust. What sets it...
You say, I get to keep going, but 5 gifted subs for every death. I get the feeling this is going to take a lot. I mean, this is like kind of bullshit, right? Nobody would have thought that flying planes is actually hard.
Passengers, we are experiencing some rocky delays in our flight, but as an apology from Duck Airlines for killing you, we will now be gifting 5 subs per airplane crash up until we fly through this archway. Buckle your fucking seatbelts.
just like go down right here, go up. Dude, there's no fucking way. A bit more. Just get a little bit more. Just get over that hump. Just get a little bit more. Alright, well, let's just make a safe landing then. Make a safe landing. Flap stock! It's possible. Hold on. Why did this happen?
So we've lost contact with 15 planes that were sent to Stone Arch. What should we do? This is the Royal Duck Duck Air Adventures Tours. Keep sending planes.
Well, that's gonna be the end of this video, and bye.